Let's be honest, we're all chasing some version of success. We read the books, we follow the gurus, we put in the hours. But what if the real secret to hitting our biggest goals isn't about cramming more onto our to-do list? What if it's an invisible force working behind the scenes, turning our normal efforts into exceptional results? This is the story of that unseen force, dedication. It's not about a flash of genius or some overnight breakthrough. It's about the quiet, relentless rhythm of just showing up. It's what separates a fleeting wish from a future you can actually touch. The problem, the great burnout lie. We live in a culture that worships the hustle. The message is clear. Grind, push harder, sacrifice sleep, and wear your exhaustion like a badge of honor. You scroll through social media and see the highlight reels. The overnight success, the viral launch, the championship trophy held high. What you don't see are the thousands of hours of unseen, unglamorous work that made it all happen. This creates a dangerous illusion. We start to think that raw, brutal effort is the only thing that counts. So we try to copy it. We work longer hours, juggle more projects, and say yes to everything. And what happens? We burn out. We feel like we're spinning our wheels, putting in 110% effort for a 10% return. That feeling of wasted work is one of the most soul-crushing things you can experience. It's the quiet question that keeps you up at night. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. Why isn't this working? So what are we missing? What's the invisible ingredient that separates frantic effort from focused achievement? 2. Deconstructing the unseen force. That missing ingredient is dedication. Now, I know that word sounds simple, maybe even a little old-fashioned, but real dedication is a powerful and complex engine. It's not just about wanting something badly. It's a precise mix of three things: commitment, persistence, and focus. Think of it like building a fire. Determination is the spark, that exciting, powerful decision to start something. It's essential, but a spark dies out fast on its own. Consistency is the act of adding logs to the fire, the habits and routines that keep it fed. And discipline, that's the fire ring, the structure you build to keep the fire contained and focused. But dedication is the heat itself. It's the ongoing, burning energy that makes the whole thing last. It's being willing to devote your time, your energy, and even part of who you are to a goal, not just for a week or a month, but for the long haul. Dedication is what turns the spark of determination into the enduring flame of achievement. It's the force that fuels your consistency when motivation disappears and tightens up your discipline when you're tempted to quit. It's not about willpower. It's about tying your actions to your identity. 3. The story of dedication, the architect of an idea. Let me tell you a story that nails this perfectly. It's about a guy named Milton Hershey. Today, his name is plastered on a global chocolate empire. But his journey was practically paved with failure. After a short apprenticeship with a candy maker, Hershey had that initial spark. He decided to start his own candy business. His first shot in Philadelphia failed. But he didn't give up. He moved to Chicago to try again. Failure. He packed up and moved to New York. Another failure. At this point, most people would have thrown in the towel. 3 failed businesses is a pretty clear sign that maybe candy making isn't for you. The world was screaming no. But Hershey was more than just determined. He was dedicated. His goal was tangled up in his identity. He wasn't just trying to be a candy maker. In his head, he was one. He just hadn't found the right recipe yet. He went back to his hometown in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and started the Lancaster Caramel Company. This time, carrying the lessons from all his failures, he finally found success. The company became wildly profitable. Now, the story could have ended there. He was a success. But dedication isn't about hitting one goal and stopping. It's a force that keeps going. Hershey saw a bigger future, not in caramels but in milk chocolate, which was a European luxury back then. He made an incredibly bold move. He sold his successful caramel company for what would be tens of millions today and poured every cent into the Hershey Company, dedicating himself to mass-producing affordable chocolate. His dedication wasn't just to building a business. It was to a vision. Those failures, the long years of struggle, the guts to risk a sure thing for a bigger dream, that was the unseen engine at work. The world sees a chocolate bar. It doesn't see the decade of failed businesses and relentless dedication that made it possible. 4. The mechanics of dedication, how it rewires you for success. Hershey's story isn't a one-off. It's a perfect showcase of how dedication works under the hood. This force doesn't just make you work harder. It makes you work smarter and longer by rewiring how you operate. First, dedication turns motivation into sustained effort. Motivation is a feeling. It comes and goes. Dedication, on the other hand, links your goal to your identity. This creates a sense of mission that lasts way longer than any fleeting mood. You're no longer just trying to lose weight. You're becoming a healthy person. You're not just writing a book. You are an author. Second, dedication is the architect of your daily habits. When you're truly dedicated, you don't sit around waiting for inspiration to show up. You build systems. You create tiny routines, practicing, studying, coding, rehearsing that become automatic. These small, daily actions are where the magic of compounding happens. A 1% improvement each day leads to an exponential jump over a year. That's why elite athletes don't just rely on talent. They rely on grueling, non-negotiable practice schedules. Third, dedication puts learning on hyperspeed. The sheer amount of time a dedicated person spends on their craft creates a powerful feedback loop. Every hour of deliberate practice isn't just an hour worked. It's an hour learned. As Thomas Edison famously said after thousands of failed attempts at the light bulb, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's dedication reframing failure not as a stop sign, but as invaluable data. Finally, dedication has a powerful social effect. When you consistently and publicly commit to something, you signal passion and reliability. This attracts mentors, collaborators, and supporters. People want to invest their time and energy in someone who is clearly invested in themselves. Your dedication becomes a magnet for opportunity. 5. Forging your own engine, a practical guide. So how do we go from being just busy to being truly dedicated? It's not some mystical quality you're born with. It's a mindset and a practice you can build. Here's how to start building your own engine of dedication. First, clarify your purpose and identity. Don't just set a goal. Define why it matters to you on a deep personal level. Write it down. A goal like, "I want to get a promotion," is weak. But a purpose like, "I want to become a leader who empowers my team," is resilient. Connect the goal to the person you want to become. Second, build your rituals. Stop waiting for huge blocks of free time. Break your goal into daily or weekly microactions. Dedication is built in 15-minute chunks, not 15-hour binges. Create triggers for your habits. For example, after I pour my morning coffee, I will write for 15 minutes. This takes the friction out of starting and puts your consistency on autopilot. Third, create accountability. Share your goal with someone you trust. Making it public raises the stakes. Join a group or find a mentor where showing up is the norm. When you know people are watching and rooting for you, you're far less likely to quit when things get tough. Fourth, learn to manage your energy, not just your time. Dedication is a marathon. Burnout is its greatest enemy. Prioritize sleep, nutrition, and actual rest. A dedicated person knows that rest isn't laziness. It's a critical part of the process that allows you to perform at your best, day after day. And finally, use those rare bursts of motivation to build systems of discipline. When you feel that surge of energy, don't just work hard. Use it to build a system that will carry you when the feeling is gone. Lay out your workout clothes the night before. Block out time in your calendar for the next month. Make it easier for your future self to stay on track. 6. The shadows of dedication. Now, a quick word of caution. Like any powerful force, dedication has a dark side. It's important to know the difference between true dedication and its toxic cousins. The first is burnout from all-or-nothing thinking. Real dedication includes rest. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Celebrate the small wins and give yourself permission to recover. The second is mistaking busyness for dedication. Are you tracking your hours, or are you tracking your progress? Focus on the tasks that actually move the needle, not just the ones that keep you occupied. And finally, Watch out for when dedication starts to look like stubbornness. Dedication needs to be paired with reflection. If a path isn't working, a dedicated person doesn't just keep walking into a wall. They reassess, learn, and find a smarter way forward. If this idea of building your own unseen engine clicks with you, give this video a like and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. But more importantly, I want you to apply this. I challenge you to a 14-day dedication experiment. Pick one meaningful goal, just one, and commit to dedicating just 15 focused minutes to it every single day. No excuses. Let us know in the comments what goal you're dedicating yourself to for the next 14 days. Make that public declaration your first step. Success is almost never the result of a single brilliant move. It's not found in the highlight reel. Behind every great achievement is architecture of unseen effort, built brick by brick in the quiet hours. It's forged in those moments when you choose to show up, especially when you don't feel like it. It's not about the one big leap you hope to take, but the 1,000 small steps you refuse to skip. Talent might get you in the door, but dedication is what keeps you in the room, learning, growing, and building long after everyone else has gone home. Dedication isn't just the unseen force behind success. It is the artist that patiently carves a masterpiece out of the simple block of stone that is your potential. Now go pick up your chisel.